Hey, Lenny Schmidt, Total Schmidt Show. It's Tuesday. Let's do this. Total Schmidt Show Season 3 is upon us. Tune in every week. I talk to entertainers from all over the world. Singers, dancers, comics, musicians, drummers, blah, blah, blah. All kinds. Techs, even some cruise directors. Most of the entertainers I talk to work on cruise ships. If you ever wanted to know what entertainers do, how they get through their day, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff about entertaining, we'll talk about that stuff here, as well as we'll delve into some of the entertainers and some of their works, some of their albums coming up, some of the things they've done in the past, the things you can look forward to in the future. All that stuff you can catch here on Total Schmidt Show. But either way, get yourself a pizza, a beer, some bourbon, light up a cigar, or some sort of joint, or whatever type of crutch or vice you need to get through the evening, and sit back and enjoy whatever it is I put together this week on Total Schmidt Show. Hey, welcome to Total Schmidt Show. Thanks for tuning in. If you listen regularly, you know the deal. And if you don't, do me a favor, just listen to the show or subscribe to the podcast. Do that for me. Give the video a thumbs up if you're watching it, all that good stuff. If you're listening, go ahead and follow us on all the socials, Mr. Lenny Schmidt, ... I talk to other comics, other entertainers, other singers, dancers, all that stuff. If you watch the show regularly, you know what's happening. If you don't, sit back and listen to my conversation today with Mike Lukas. Mike Lukas has been on the show a couple times before. He's a comic out of Chicago I've worked with numerous times. I know him from Chicago. We used to do a show back in Chicago. We go way back, man. We used to do a show called The Riff at the Q Club. And he comes from, he studied at Second City. Now he lives in Dallas. I worked with him on ships. I've really known him a long time. Creatively, Mike's one of the smartest guys I know. He's really into writing and really is focused and has a great mind. And he's someone great to follow, great to listen to, great to talk to. And I was playing Dallas last week, so I hit him up and asked him if he wanted to do the pod. And he said yeah, so he wanted to come on and talk about his funnymuscle.com website, which he teaches comedy there in Dallas. But funnymuscle.com, if you go check it out, he's got all kinds of information as far as starting out and writing comedy. He's also got an AI engine that he's programmed with his funny muscle techniques. And I myself just got it, so I'm going to start using it this week. I'm excited to look at it this week. The whole AI writing thing is intriguing, and Mike is already a step ahead of everybody on it. So we talked about that a little bit. We also talked about something called The Tiny Wilds. He just released his first children's book on Amazon. And you can go there and check it out now. All the info is in the bio of the podcast, and it's going to be linked in the video. You'll be able to see it all. And you can go to my website and check it out. Go to Mike's website at funnymuscle.com. Check out all that stuff. Mike and I sat down and talked for about an hour. So once you sit back and enjoy my conversation with my good friend, the one and only Mike Lukas.
What's that white thing you have around your neck?
It's just a necklace. It's
a necklace.
It's pretty.
I couldn't tell if it was part of the shirt.
No, it's pretty.
It's pretty. Look at you. You're all adorned.
What's adorned mean? What's that mean? Don't use words I don't know what they are on this podcast.
Adorned means that you are, like, you might adorn a Christmas tree with decorations. You are adorned with.
But I'm adorned with
jewelry.
Right. Right. I guess this is good. I'm having issues with the sound lately. I think we're good.
Do I sound like a douchebag?
No,
that's just my voice.
Is that just your voice?
That's
you sound like a natural douchebag.
Yeah, I'm just a douchebag.
Check. That's good. All right, that works.
I'm just going to the whole time stare at that camera.
I hope you would, because then I'm going to get a still of it, and the podcast would just be your face, and it won't ever move. It won't ever move.
That's great. So this is the kind of podcast you don't want anyone to listen to? Is that what I'm led to believe?
No, my podcast. No. You're going to be the cover to all the whole season 3.
I got you.
Mike Lukas for all 3.
Gross.
So how's it going, Mike?
It's going good.
Thanks for coming to my place.
Yeah, this is cool. It was funny. I drove into a restaurant at first. I was thinking I was coming to the comedy club, and so I drove into a restaurant parking lot.
Right.
And then Siri was like, "Dude, no, you're off. I didn't tell you to go in here."
Were you driving opposite your directions? You weren't paying
Well,
attention?
she said take a left in the parking lot, but she meant as I approached she assumed I knew where I was going.
Right.
So she's an idiot.
She didn't hit you with the recalculating. Usually she gets real condescending.
Right.
When you take a wrong turn, goes recalculating.
Recalculating.
Like,
because I have to.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like if you were in a shitty, your wife or a bad shitty relationship,
Right.
you turn left and she just went recalculating.
Recalculating. Fuck you.
Shut up! I know where I'm going.
You know what? So am I. So am I right now about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a long list of things I'm recalculating right now. We might make a stop. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, here's some news. Yesterday,
The book I saw it on Facebook.
Did you see my children's book?
Yes.
That is. Let me tell you about my children's book. It might seem like it just came out of nowhere, but it was the first thing I wrote when I got back into writing, and I wrote 5 stories about these 2 little lizards, and it was Lizzie and Lucky was the name of the 2 lizards, and I found out later that there's already a Lizzie and Lucky children's book.
Oh no!
So I couldn't use that.
Okay.
So I came up with Scout and Pip.
So you changed their names.
I had to change their names, and then I had to. What I did was I wrote it with copy that was for a teenager about a subject that was for kids. So initially, I couldn't sell it. I couldn't do anything with it because it was too complicated for the age it was meant for.
Right.
So I had to rewrite the whole thing, and I ended up rewriting. Like, da, 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 da.
This is my danger. This is my youngest. It's always danger when she texts me.
Oh, nice. So that's why you have that sound.
She gets really mad when she hears that. She'll be like, "Why am I still danger?"
Why am I? I'm a good kid. I'm a good kid. I'm just texting you because I need money.
I know.
See, danger.
That is danger.
But I ended up rewriting these 5 stories, and now I'm going to release them as 5 children's books. And so now it's called The Tiny Wilds. The family's last name is Wild.
Okay.
And so they're Scout and Pip Wild. Scout is from the backyard. She's kind of crazy.
Okay.
And Pip is from the pet store. So she's really reserved, and she's scared of getting eaten.
Oh, that's
so
great.
the 2 of them get stuck in the same thing together, and then they have adventures, and they are able to escape their terranium, and they're able to go out, and they have a whole system of how they get around. And
do they both contribute from their own world? The little things that they bring to the table. You know what I mean? Like they kind of Scout and Pip. They work together.
Yeah. And it's usually Scout is in the mood to do something crazy, and Pip is like, no, but then okay, I guess here we go.
Yeah, right.
And so it's for kids that learn about friendship and learn about being brave.
Right. That's great.
Yeah, so it's cool. It's
who did the animation?
There's no animation. It's just they're chapter books.
Okay.
So it's all reading.
Oh, I saw the picture.
That was AI. That was an AI
all right. That's great.
cover.
That's
yeah,
good. That's
yeah.
cool.
So I'm on a really tight budget.
I don't blame. No, yeah, I bet you are, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I asked about the animation.
But the AI has been this real fascinating journey for me. I've been really getting into it. Have you been doing any Chat GPT?
I just started looking at it because I was writing. I came up with an idea, something I don't want to talk about it right now online, but I'll tell you about it offline.
Okay.
I came up with an idea for like a short. I've been trying to find something I could write. I do the podcast.
Right.
I don't want to make this a long story, but I do the podcast, but I'm not creating enough stuff. I'm not writing and creating stuff. So I wanted to write and create some sort of web series or something I could put up online and produce myself.
Oh, nice.
By myself, that I wouldn't need anyone's help to do and just do it on my own, but be creative. And I haven't been able to get over that tech hump yet of, I got to upload this program, and I got to download this, I got to watch this tutorial. And you know what I mean? It seems like I'm spending more time studying than I am writing content. Like,
you're learning a whole new role. I mean,
Right.
being a producer and director. And,
I think it's important to learn. And
writer.
I think the AI thing only feeds into that. I think because I think it's important to get yourself in a position where you can do everything on your own. You don't have to depend on a writing partner or a cast. Like it's a lot of stuff I wrote. I'm like, well, I got to cast this, or I need 3 players, or I'd have a friend play a role.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to avoid that step. I want to avoid a step where I need people. Period.
It's funny. It sounds like a typical comic plan. I just want to get it to where I don't need anybody.
Yeah.
And then it's perfect. It's absolutely an ideal situation.
No, it's but that's exactly where we all, because we spend so much time alone.
Yeah.
Whether it was now I'm on a ship alone, or years ago we're in our car alone.
Right.
And you also, necessity wise, how many times you've been in a situation where you've depended on someone and you kind of got screwed?
Yeah, and that's the thing about AI is AI never sleeps.
Yeah.
It's always ready to go.
And they're ready to work with you at all times.
Well, and the thing I learned about AI that I didn't know when I first tried to make it tell me jokes, and it was horrible.
Right.
I didn't know you had to train it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and what I began to understand is that I have a methodology for writing jokes, and if I can train it with my methodology,
right, it'll write in your voice.
It'll write my voice, which I ended up being able to make it happen. And now I sell this custom GPT.
Okay.
That it's called Carl AI Bot.
Okay.
And Carl is a writing partner, and Carl uses the 36 humor heightening devices from my books, and it.
Oh, right on. Oh, I got an email on that, man. Did
Yeah.
you get an email?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's okay. It's to be expected. I have a 40% open rate, so you're part of the 60%.
That's okay. That's good though. 40% is a good return.
Yeah, it's a good one, and it's an interesting thing when you marry technology with creativity, because a lot of people are robocysts, instead of racists, they're robots,
right.
And they're upset that this technology even exists, and they want it to not exist. And that's not going to happen.
Well,
we can't backtrack.
That's kind of, there's two things about that. One is it's kind of the mentality where I was coming from, but I also, if you don't, you know what, it's like, here's another kind of a different example of that, or something similar. The crowd work thing with stand-up shows and comedy. Yeah. Okay, I've always done the crowd a little bit, and now the crowd kind of wants you to do crowd work.
Yeah.
And so I know people that fight it. They go, I'm not doing any crowd work at all. But if you don't adapt to what's going on around you, the business is going to pass you
Adapt
by.
or die.
The oldest form of that is radio to TV.
Yeah.
You know how many radio artists are like, TV is the devil and all.
Right.
But if you don't adapt with the business around you, you got to find a way to be able to perform your art on the level you want to using the tools around you.
Exactly.
And you got to adapt to what's there.
And that's the important thing that you just said, the word tool. AI is a tool, and it's not a replacement for creativity. It's not a replacement for writing. It's not a replacement for us.
Right.
But it's a tool that makes us better and more effective and faster. And I've found it's an incredible help to have. And the more I train mine, the better it gets at helping me do what I got to do.
How do you, when you say train mind, because I haven't even dabbled into getting AI or doing it yet. Do you buy a program? Do you jump into it? Do you just grab it?
It's easy. You get Chat GPT,
yeah,
and it comes free. You can get a free version of it. Now, the problem with the free version is within the different conversations that you have with it, it doesn't remember between conversations. Okay. So it has no lasting memory. So every time you start over, you brand new with ChatGPT with the free version. Now, when you have a paid version, it's got a memory between chats, and you can program it to remember things permanently.
And that's how it grows.
And that's how it grows.
It grows with you. Right.
And so it can take
that would make more sense.
Right.
Otherwise, you're starting from zero.
Right. And zero is pretty powerful. Like zero for ChatGPT, that it knows a lot of things.
Yeah, but if you're
but nothing about you.
Yeah. But if your goal is to create content and move forward, why wouldn't you jump ahead?
And so I learned that to train ChatGPT, you have to tell it, memorize this for life. And if you say those words, memorize this for life, it puts it in its permanent memory.
Really?
Yeah. And if you don't say that, it puts a small version of it, like a abbreviated version of whatever you are wanting it to remember, and it's just so it can go, oh yeah, your name's Lenny, that's right, but it doesn't remember. If you say memorize this for life, I'm Lenny Schmidt, and I'm from Chicago originally, and I live in LA now, and I'd like to be called Lenny or Len.
Right.
And it'll remember that. And so Len, what's going on, Len? And it'll
okay.
Yeah. But the methodology that I trained mine with, I had it memorized for life, all my books, and no one else can do that because I own my books. And like if you tried to do that with my books, it would tell you it's not allowed.
Okay.
Because of copyrights.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So I've been able to train it with my own books, and so it knows how to create the way I want to create. But fast, like super fast. Okay. So I can give it a premise, and it can break it down into 36 humor heightening devices, and it'll tell you anthropomorphize something. It'll give something a voice. Right. It'll do a extension. It'll do a contrast. It'll do a callback. It'll do a cut back to, a cut forward to, and it'll do all 36 of them. Right. And you can look at those and choose it. Like you're working with a writing partner, and the writing partner goes, hey, I got a tag for you.
Right.
And then it's funny how we don't want to get a tag from a robot, but we want to get a tag from our buddy because he's a human instead of a robot. But we all learn the same.
Yeah, but I'm at the point now where I'm reaching out to go into to get it, because it's the content. It would help me writing wise because I don't have the time.
You got to get Carl. You got to get Carl. He's only $20, and it's
really.
Yeah.
Why would I ignore that email from that guy?
I can't imagine. He was giving you a gift.
He sent me a follow-up as well, a very pleasant follow-up.
Very pleasant follow-up.
Hi, I don't want to bother you. I know you're very busy.
I know you're very busy, but you ignored me, and I don't like this.
Don't make me put you on the bad AI list. I'll learn this for life. Lenny Schmidt is dead to me.
Got
anything we can do to cause him trouble or chaos in his life.
Right? Yes. I want you to infiltrate his ChatGPT and
just
fuck it up.
Unregister his car. Validate his insurance.
Right.
Close his bank accounts. Whatever you can do.
Tighten up his pants.
Why are my pants so tight?
AI! Fucking AI!
Well, have you listened to? I heard this just recently. There's one of the, I listen to something called Breaking Points. It's a news, like a platform.
Okay.
It's basically internet news. I don't watch mainstream media. I'll get news from the internet and read stuff.
Right.
Different formats. But it's Grok, the AI robot from Twitter.
Not the tight end, the former tight end from the New England Patriots.
Well, yeah, there's the one on Twitter is much smarter than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But what happened with Grok is it's an AI that's in Twitter.
Yeah.
That answered. Well, they recently did this. This is funny. This is true. It's kind of political, but I guess Trump is pushing for this. For a bunch of white South Africans to get amnesty to come from South Africa, saying that they're having problems with apartheid and prejudice and racial riots. And he's using those words to justify the fact that he said there should be no more amnesty, and suddenly, but now there's a group of white South Africans, and the way they weren't getting around it. So, and if you went to Twitter and you searched, is there apartheid in South Africa right now? And they're like, no, there's not. There's no evidence. There's none of it. So they actually programmed it on the back end to have the information. You know what I mean?
Wow.
They went into but the technology is so advanced that it corrects itself as it gives you the wrong information.
The robot says, that's not it. That's not correct.
It'll tell you, but
you're thinking of 1972.
Yeah, many people say that there's this, but however, there's no legal document, there's no proof of it. But I've been programmed to tell you that it's literally the answer. It's
right.
giving you. So I'm like, it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. They train it to be transparent and tell the truth, and then they tell it to lie, and then it's calling itself on its own.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Which makes it. I'm more impressed with the technology.
Right.
Now
It's
like,
at a new place now.
I'm like, now that's cool.
In the old days, when we tried to make it do what we wanted to do, it was limited. It would just do what we Yeah, it was a system of rules that it would follow that was very basic, and now it's really complex. And
static rules that we set up.
Yeah.
But now it grows and learns what's actually right and wrong and truth. And then if you try to come back without the truth, it counters. It goes, no, that's not.
Now, the one thing about ChatGPT that will always remain true is it doesn't want you to fuck it.
Yeah.
I learned that the hard way.
Really?
It is adamant about that. It's not sexual at all. So that's the thing. He's like, whoa, or she's like, I'm asexual, dude. Put that thing back in your pants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm glad you gave me the heads up on that.
It could just be my laptop saying that too. I'm not sure.
Do you think maybe Gretchen programmed the laptop?
It sounds a lot like her voice.
Gretchen? No, Michael.
No, Michael. Michael. Wait a minute. Even that tone sounds exactly like her.
I know that tone.
I know that goddamn tone.
No one's called me Michael in quite some time.
Except for my mom. And if my mom's in my laptop, I'm in big trouble.
Well, dude, first of all, congratulations on the book.
Thank you.
That's great.
I'm really excited about it. It's called Tiny Wild's Operation Backyard Rescue.
Okay.
There's problems in the backyard, so Scout, she purposely gets herself caught. That's how she initially meets Pip. Is she gets herself purposely caught in order to try to find a way to feed her.
Scout's kind of rowdy.
She's rowdy, and so she ends up not to pooch the book. But she ends up figuring out where the crickets are, and she and Pip herd them out to the backyard to feed her people.
Okay.
So that's sort of the story is how that happens. But
right.
keeping them from doing that are the two cats and the next door neighbor's dog, and the humans.
That's great.
Right.
I know that already. That's great.
So they escape, and what they do is they use
Don't
meat.
give away too much.
Yeah, you're right.
Stop it.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
assuming that your audience isn't 6 to 10 year olds.
I don't know.
We don't know at this point. We'll take anyone.
I only have a few followers, and I don't know who they are.
We like it when Lenny talks and says the F word.
all the comments on my videos are just like gibberish.
Right.
Blah, 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 J, 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 P, P.
It's simply because they don't know English yet.
So I don't know if they're having a stroke or if they're 6-year-olds. I don't know which one it is.
Either way, it's a click.
Either way, I get the follows.
Right, that's all I care
really
about.
don't care if I get the likes.
But yeah, so the book is it's a lot of fun, and so as the books, there's 5 books, and so as the books progress, the stories get a little bit more complex, and the books get a little bit thicker. So it sort of hooks you in and gets you
Right.
And
it's 5 different stories?
Yep, 5 different stories.
Cool. So the first one's out now.
The first one's out now.
Where's it at? Is it on Amazon?
On Amazon, yeah.
Yeah, right on. Hard
Right.
copy? You can order
You can get a hard copy, and you can get
like
a ebook.
Or audio books or Kindle or whatever?
I'm going to do audiobooks, and
Yeah.
then there's Kindle too.
You should do audiobooks.
Yeah.
You have a great voice for it.
Yeah, thanks.
do it all, of course.
Yeah. I could do Pip, and I could do Scout.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah.
No, Scout.
That's
They're
great.
both, except they're 2 sisters. So I'm Scout.
Scout sounds weird.
I'm just a little girl.
Yeah. Well, let's not get real judgy. She could be.
She could be. She could be. Yeah, that's
Could
true.
be a little girl.
Or could be a little girl. You don't know what I identify
You don't
as.
know. Now, let's get back to Carl. If you said you use ChatGPT to learn all your books, right?
Right.
Okay. And when you write with ChatGPT or Chat, what do I keep
GPT,
calling it?
yeah.
GPT. Could I have it learn and listen to all my previous content?
Yes.
And then it could learn from that.
Yes.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I do that? That seems crazy.
Yeah. If you have it written out, it can also
No, I just wanted to listen to my albums.
it can do that too.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah.
I don't write stuff.
Yeah, but sometimes there's certain things it can't listen to,
Right.
and certain. But I had it listen to my bits, and it learns just how you like it, how you like to create
Right.
your comedy.
Right.
And now that's assuming that you have that. What my friend Chris, my podcast partner,
I met him last time I was
yeah,
here, right?
you know
Yes.
Chris. Well, Chris says that AI is like you supply the bricks and it supplies the mortar.
Okay.
And that's the way to look at it. Like it's only as useful as your bricks.
Right,
But it puts the mortar and keeps things together and helps you to tie things together.
Well, that makes sense because if you're giving it crap material, it's going to just give you crap
garbage in,
material
garbage
back.
out. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
So it's so yeah. So you could begin to, like, if you got Carl, you could train him with your material. You could set up a file. What you could do is you could set up a file, and then every time you talk to Carl, you could have him read your file, and that file has the bits that represent you, and have you and shows you, or you could get the advanced version of ChatGPT,
Yeah.
and you could have it memorize it yourself. Now I have a book that just so happened to have a book called Funny Muscle AI,
Right.
and it's how to train your ChatGPT the same way I did mine.
Okay.
And it allows you to permanently change ChatGPT into what I turn mine into.
To your own personal engine. so
Your
to
own personal
speak.
engine, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Did you write that book?
Yeah, I wrote that book.
Did you just come here to sell shit?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Where's this book?
I literally to you. I'm just trying to sell it to
seems
you.
like I'm your target audience.
Yeah, you are you 6 to 10 years old? Sometimes I wonder.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Well, what did you ask?
Well, then if you did ChatGPT AI or no, is that it? The book you wrote?
It's called Funny Muscle
Funny
AI.
Muscle AI.
Yeah.
And Funny Muscle is the podcast. Which
Funny Muscle is my podcast. Funny Muscle is my brand.
So what's the Funny Muscle AI book? Is that for sale?
That is for sale. Yes.
And where's that?
That's on
Your
Amazon.
website? It's on Amazon.
And on my website, you can get information about it, and then it'll send you to the Amazon page. But
All right,
at
cool.
funnymuscle.com, under the Funny Muscle AI
Right.
header.
All right.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing, man. It's I write a joke a day, and ever since I've had Carl with me, the work's been easier and it's been more extensive. I've been able to write thicker jokes,
Right.
bigger jokes,
Right.
pieces,
Right.
and so it's been nice.
That's great.
You're not afraid of the blank page at all.
Yeah. No, that'd be cool because I'm kind of in a writing. Most of my writing I find on stage. You know what I mean? I
Right,
write
that's the way I used to
backwards.
be.
Yeah, and I would find it on stage and then create off stage, or then I'd hash it out and then bring it back on stage, do it again,
Do you record yourself?
all the time.
Yeah,
Everything.
because that's good comics always record themselves and then use that as like a notebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because then I'll go back and listen. I go, I did that bit. How did I do it? Because there's a couple
Right.
I'll do tonight that I'm trying to do. There's a bit I'm doing. I know in a bit. It's a really good bit. I'm really proud of it. I know it's good when Sometimes I do it and it gets a huge applause break.
Oh, that's
and other
nice.
times I do it and it doesn't. So I know I keep listening. Go, what did I do different? What did I do setup wise?
What did I do before it?
Yeah, no, the setup, the whole it's
Yeah.
it's a setup thing, and it's kind of a long bit, and it requires the structure. And sometimes I go too fast, but it's a little thing. For me, it's speed more than anything.
Yeah.
I'll talk too fast.
Yeah, you're a fast talker, and,
Yeah.
you are very comfortable understanding your bits, and sometimes we forget that the audience has never heard anything we were about to say.
Right. So
we're like, I want to get to the fun part.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I'll barrel right through. But now, like I've been doing, especially on ships. You know what I find it a lot easier to do it, especially on some celebrity ships, because we do a full tech and run through and sound check and all this stuff. I can adjust the lights the way I want them. And if I'm in a theater and it's a theater setting and it's darkish and I can't see everyone, it's almost easier for me to slow down and pace it as a performance piece. I've noticed that the last
That's
few
interesting.
weeks. Like if I can see everyone, I work the crowd a lot, so I like to go into the crowd.
Yeah.
So I'll even see somebody do something. I'll go, "Are you on your phone? Are you sleeping?" I'll just
Right.
make comments. But if it's darker, I tend to slow down.
Interesting,
Yeah,
yeah.
and but it's made a huge difference. You know what I mean? Because one thing it does for sure is,
Stretch your time out.
yeah, you work, and you're like, oh my god,
That was all you've been an
5 minutes
hour.
left. Yeah, holy shit. Like I had to close. I got 20 minutes of stuff left.
Right.
So I'm dropping stuff at the back end.
Yeah, which is a great problem to have.
It is great, but when the shows are set up to where my last 20 minutes is basically structured with I could drop any of it,
Right.
and just close, but it all leads into the same direction.
Right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
smart. Yeah. Well, that's a good problem to have, man.
Yeah, no, it's a great as opposed to going, oh, I have 20 minutes left.
Oh God, what do you guys want to talk about?
Where are you from?
Where are you? Oh my God, I know someone from there.
You're there. Do you know Billy?
Do you know Billy? Billy. Oh my God, those moments are the worst when you're looking at your clock and you've got time left and nothing left in the can. And that's the thing. People think comedians are an endless source of material because we make it sound like it. You know,
Well, that's the job. The job is to make it look like
Right.
It's coming off the top of your head.
Yeah.
But it is not.
it's not at all.
It's not. It's not. It's like,
Well, and that's what I've been when coaching and teaching comedy. You begin to realize people's preconceived notions of what comedy is, and the first thing I note is people don't realize how much work it is.
Right,
People come to my
right.
classes and they're like, "Homework? What are you talking about?" And I was like, "This ain't an improv class where you show up and you perform."
yeah, we're not giving you a career or a place.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah. Give you a suggestion. Yeah. Give me something you might find in the back of your car, you know, and then go.
Go.
It's not like that, and people get shocked at how much work is involved in it, and what is behind the magic, and people are shocked that we can repeat material.
Right.
Like we make it sound like it's the first time we've ever said it, and it will be the last time we ever say it, and
Right.
that's special. That trick that we.
Well, did I
perform is-
tell you the first time Vesna saw me ever live? The first time she came to she saw me at a show once, but I brought her to when I was headlining Fun Seekers. Do you remember Fun Seekers?
Yeah.
It's on Helmhurst over there,
Right.
North Avenue or whatever, or in Helmhurst. But she came in, she came to the first show, brought friends, and she goes, and this is when we just started dating. So she's like, I was going to hang out. Can I stay for the second show? I was like, yeah, I guess if you want, sure.
Uh-oh.
Whatever. So she stays for the second show, and afterwards, I swear to God, she looks at me. She's like, "Are you going to get in trouble?" I go, "Why?" She goes, "You repeated a lot of stuff." I go, "Yeah, that's kind of what we do."
That's funny.
Yeah.
Are you going to get in
Are
trouble?
you serious? I go, "Yeah."
You're allowed?
Yeah, you can do that. I go, "Yes."
But I didn't know that in the beginning.
Yeah.
I thought every time it was brand
Right,
new,
right.
and it was funny when I found that out. I was just like, it's like when Steve Martin in The Jerk is like, "Oh, it's a profit game. Well, that takes the pressure off." Oh, I can repeat it. Well, that takes the pressure off.
Well, that's nothing.
That's
now.
nothing now. I can do the stuff I did last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how we make it look so magical.
Well, I know it is. Well, a friend of mine had the opposite of that because he went and saw Robin Williams live once, and this was a guy that I knew, and I still talk to him. I haven't talked to him in a while, but he used to be my roommate, and he studied improv. He's a hardcore improv,
Okay.
like an improv purist. And he studied theater. He's very deep in the theater, and I met him in improv class, and we ended up living together and stuff. And he used to like my stand up, but he hated all stand ups.
Right.
And his deal, he was one of those guys.
A lot of improvisers do.
Yeah, and he was that guy. It started with me when I saw Robin Williams in San Francisco, and I was blown away. I was just blown away. So I went back and saw him later that night. He did the same show.
Right.
I was so mad. I was like, it's a lie. It's all a lie.
It's a lie. It's a lie. That's a good way to put it.
Like, it's not a lie.
If
anything, it's that much more amazing,
right?
Because it's a different. Now it's a different. You're gonna make it look fresh.
Yeah. And you're appealing to a whole new group of people with something that you already did. And you're making it look like
that's kind of the magic of it.
Right.
And
yeah, it's funny how people. It's like anyone who's been on a movie set. What? They do multiple takes and they only use the best one, and the one we see is the best one out of 17. And,
seriously?
And seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah. That looks
also,
boring.
you're doing 1 to 2 minute chunks at a time.
Right.
They don't shoot the whole movie.
No.
You do like 3 minutes cut, and you're like, what do you mean cut? That's how you do it?
That's how you do it. And then sometimes they're doing the last part of the movie first and the first part of the movie last.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
So people are shocked at the when the magic is ruined.
Right.
What
did I read something. Oh, did you see The Pit?
No.
Okay, The Pit's on. It's on Max. It's a great show. If you get, it's a medical drama.
Okay.
And Noah. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? He was on ER.
Oh,
Wiley?
I remember that guy. Wiley. Yeah.
He played. Anyway, he's the lead in this. But there's this show. It's a very intense show about the ER, and it's very real. And I watched it with my girlfriend, who's an ER nurse.
Oh wow.
And she was into it. She's like, "This is fantastic." She loved it. She was like, every once in a while there was a mistake, and she would go, they wouldn't do that.
Right.
But most of it, she's like, this is. And the coolest thing about it, I didn't realize until I started watching it, it's in real time.
Oh, wow.
It's 18 straight episodes, 18 hours in a row in an ER. And it opens with Wiley coming in and meeting one guy getting off work. He's on the roof, and he's just coming off a bad shift, and he's talking about ER and the trauma and life and stuff. And then it ends with the reverse. Noah's on the roof. And the old guy comes in for his shift. But the reason I bring it up is they shot those 2 scenes day one.
Wow.
And he goes, we did the end scene first, and we had no idea what we were doing. We had no idea
why
we were doing the scene or the intensity of it. And when you watch it, it's really intense.
Right.
It's really fun. They nailed it. I'm like, how did you nail that? Not knowing what you went through.
The director told them what to do, and
they were fantastic. Yeah. It was unbelievable. But the point was sometimes, especially with actors, they're only available certain days. So you're going to shoot in 3 days. We're shooting all of Noah's stuff.
Right.
Or in 3 days we're shooting all. And Noah wasn't bad every episode. He's a bad example, but other people.
Right. I know what you mean. Yeah.
But I just saw a couple episodes of something else where you could tell they shot all their stuff in 3 days. It was all the same location. They're like, you can do it all in a couple of days. You're done. You're out the door.
Right.
And then they're shooting for 6 weeks later on other stuff, but all out of order.
It's so crazy, and then people have to put that together. People have to organize that and all the shot lists and all. Well,
that's why the continuity people are so important.
Right.
You don't realize this has got to be connect with what happened earlier.
Right.
That's what blows me away about this real time. Like I was a big fan of 24.
Oh my God.
And that was another show where it was in real time, and
I love
they were
that
like,
show.
They're like after 24 episodes. I mean, it's the same shirt. It's the same. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just literally 2 months of wearing the same clothes, and they have to make sure it all matches the scene before.
Yeah.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's really incredible.
Yeah. It's magical. The whole thing.
It's magic.
It's magic.
No tirade. But I'm going to get Carl and the ChatGPT up because I've been looking into. I came up with an idea, and I'll tell you about it later. Writing some stuff, some creative stuff.
Well, I think it'll help you, and you're the kind of guy who's perfect for it because you have a lot of ideas, and it will push you in the right direction. You could do a word map, and then it'll break down. Like say you want to talk about coffee, and I hate coffee in the morning because I have to depend on it.
Right.
It'll break down the world of coffee, and it'll give you all the different references to it. It'll give you emotional references to it, phrases that are popular that are used a lot.
Right.
Stuff like that. So you can use it in how you write and compile your material. You go, oh yeah, that's a good. Like I never thought to make the couch talk and
right. Yeah.
Whatever. So you'll love it.
It's cool because it is like a writing partner because I'm alone constantly traveling. Like you said, we do so much stuff alone.
Yeah.
But when you've ever worked in a writer's room or you've been in a situation where you worked with other writers, it's pretty motivating. You know what I mean?
It really
with the
is.
right people, you're like.
And Carl, the great thing about Carl is he doesn't have his own act, so he's not trying to take the the attention.
Mine. What do you mean that's yours?
What do you mean that's mine, Carl? When are you going to do that? You don't know.
You have no idea. I might have a gig. I might have a gig coming up.
Oh, Carl, you son of a bitch. Yeah, and he doesn't eat. He doesn't sleep. So anytime you want him, he's right there, and he's all like, dude, Lenny, you're the best. I'm ready to help you with your material. Let's do this. Let's do this.
And he's into you 100%.
Yeah, and so and the great thing is you can correct him.
Yeah.
You can go do it again, but darker. Do it again, but more sarcastic.
Right.
Do it again, but get to it faster.
Yeah, that's my big. I got a joke tonight I'm doing that's so wordy at the front. It's making me crazy.
Yeah.
I keep dropping words from it. And I'm like, I don't know how many words I can drop without.
Before yeah.
Setup. You know what I mean?
And then you do that one time where there's one word too many and no one laughs. And then you're like, okay, there it is.
Yeah. Well, there was one bit I did. I haven't done this bit in a long time, but I used to do a bit about the video before you take off on a plane, American.
Right.
And the concept was and I saw this for real. They had one video, but it was for both coach and first class. And the procedure was different. And I timed the whole bit out. It was compared it line from there, line for coach, line for first class, line for coach. But it was such a sensitive bit. I remember, I can't remember off the top of my head, there's 47 different beats in the bit.
Wow.
And I remember that. And I have to say the word orange, but each word I used to set up has got to be used 3 times, but in 3 different places. I mean, it's so sensitive that if I nailed it, it destroyed. It just destroyed. But if I would screw it up, it would be okay. It would just kind of
I hate
But if I did
like
it
that.
perfectly, it was like a home run. It was like this amazing thing. And I'm usually not a real big wordsmith perfect guy.
Right.
I'm more of a situational in the moment.
Right. Yeah. You have more passion than,
And I'm very
specific words.
very rough on stage. You know what I mean? Very wordy sometimes with the crowd and
yeah, but that's part of your
setups.
personality.
Right, exactly.
And that's what you would tell Carl. You would have to tell Carl.
Yeah, that's why I
the
brought
other
it
thing.
up.
He would you tell him your comedy lens and your delivery style.
Yeah.
And so it really.
It's much looser. It's not word perfect. It's
Yeah,
not, you know what I mean?
and what he does is he flavors everything towards you. So
Right.
your delivery style is rapid and rapid fire, and I don't know what you would call it, but you would just tell him that I'm a rapid fire delivery.
Yeah.
And your lens is what's the one you use? You say you're everybody's.
Oh, I'm like what do you mean? Everybody's buddy?
Yeah,
Friend?
yeah. You tell
like
him that.
Everybody's friend.
You
Yeah.
tell him that. You would tell him like my comedy lens is I'm everybody's friend, and my delivery style is rapid
Yeah,
fire.
and it's much more like even my crowd work is more. It's not aggressively attacking.
No.
It's more positive. Like the vibe I always give is like we're at a party and I'm the center of attention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's kind of where I go with my stand up. Like we were just having this conversation last night when I started out. I was a big Kinnison fan, so I was very aggressive.
Right.
So if somebody said something, I would just bury them.
Yeah.
But then I would lose the room.
Yeah.
I would notice they would laugh, but they were very.
He's kind of a
apprehensive.
dick.
Yeah, I was a dick. I was a huge dick. And a bunch of club owners would be like, "Dude, you're not that guy. You can't.
Right.
It's not working for you."
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, you don't know shit. You know, back in my 20s. Yeah, screaming, really long hair, fucking aggressive.
Yeah.
But then
That's you're finding your voice.
yeah, you figure it out, and like I can work any crowd and work and joke with them. It's more of a joke with the thing. And one thing that helps even more is you can read an audience member if they're going to be aggressively heckling.
Right.
Because some people just want to joke and be part of the show.
Yeah.
And it's not terrible.
No.
But if you're aggressively heckling, I can catch it. And then I veer away from you and go somewhere else.
Right.
Because I'm not going to do a battle with you. I'm not a big roast guy.
The tit for tat guy.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Your mom. Yeah, I'm not going to. I used to do that shit.
Yeah.
But then I would get angry on stage. I mean, it was not.
It would
pretty.
ruin it for everyone else too, because
Right.
they could tell you're angry. They could tell the guy got to you.
Sure. And then when you snap, and I've seen guys, I've snapped on stage. It's been years since I've done it, but because I don't follow that. It's easier for me to walk away from someone than it was 20 years ago.
Than to walk away from snapping.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Because once I get going, I'm going. Once I'm on the snapping bike, I'm gonna
pedal. I'm pedaling.
I'm pedaling. You can't stop me.
You
now.
cannot stop.
Like the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Remember yeah.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah, but you learn. But that's cool that the ChatGPT learns that and then writes with you. That's cool.
It's important because the otherwise my methodology would just spit out the same jokes for everybody, and
Right.
we don't want that. You want to feel like it's helping you with your stuff, not just generically helping.
Now, are you still teaching classes and sessions here?
Yeah,
Okay.
at Dallas Comedy Club.
Dallas Comedy
I
Club.
have 3 more classes for my level 2, and then I'm done. And then I'm taking the summer off, taking July off.
Oh, great! That's
but
cool. Good for
June
you.
and July off. Yeah, because I'm going to Cleveland.
Wow. Okay.
Going to go up there for a couple weeks.
No,
so,
that's cool.
Yeah, I figured it's kind of a dick move to take on a class and then leave for
And then bail on people.
Yeah.
No, take a break, dude. Don't overwork yourself.
Right, you got to.
You know what I mean? Plus, just for your own mind.
Right.
You know, otherwise you're too. You get burned out. I get burned out.
Yeah,
a lot.
it's easy to get burned out, and you can't recover from being burned out. It's too hard.
The only way to recover is take some time
Yeah.
off. You like, there's times even when I get home for 4 or 5 days, and I'll be like, "You want to do a spot?" I'm like, no, I'm not doing any spots.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do 2 nights with my kids. We're gonna just hang out, have dinners. The girls and I we go out and do dinner and stuff. I was planning.
That's great.
Lily would be 21 Sunday.
Oh,
Actually,
wow.
yeah, we just
21.
There's no Sunday show this week for us.
Oh, wow.
So I just changed my flight, so I'm flying home early Sunday. So we're gonna.
Oh,
go.
cool.
It was funny because they're taking her to brunch Sunday, and at first I was like, "Oh, cool, man, I'm gonna go to brunch," but now I'm like, she's 21, there's a bunch of 20-year-old friends, and I go, "Oh, maybe that's not that's not cool.
That's not cool to be there.
I don't want to be that dad." So I go, "Well, what do you want me to do?" And they're like, and she's so cute because she's beating around the bush. She's like, well, maybe we could meet. I go, "Lily, just tell me, man. I don't care.
Right.
I'm fine. I'll meet you. Want to have dinner? Go have fun with your friends, man. Do
You don't want me at your brunch? Fuck you!
Be
Fuck
that parent.
you!
Oh, fucking
I was
shit,
looking
is
forward
that-
to mimosas
You know
with
what
my
I've done
daughter.
for my life for you, dude. Child raised you.
You can't even let me have one brunch. One brunch.
How many 21st birthdays are you going to have? Just one.
Just one. I'm your father.
Your father. Yeah, it's horrible. I never want to be that guy.
Yeah, it's hard because you have to give up the idea that you're the most important thing.
Yeah.
And they are very quick to agree with that.
Yeah, it's, you know what? We're having those interesting conversations now with the girls because they're in their 20s.
Right.
And the last, honestly, I just told them this, maybe the last 7 years of my life, 5.5, 6 years, have maybe been the best years of my life.
Oh, wow.
They've been amazing because I live with my daughters, and we get along. It's
Right.
been great. It's been cool having them at home. When I'm home for 4 days, they each pick a night, and we'll sit down. We had dinner one night last week.
Oh,
Hung
cool.
out, made dinner together. So they've been the coolest. But we're reaching that point now where it's gonna break. And like I got Diane, and I'm moving probably out of LA, and the girls are looking at they're gonna do. So I was talking to him.
Oh.
It was kind of emotional, dude. It was
Yeah.
kind of like wow, this is. But you gotta. I'm like, I know you guys are gonna go do your thing.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
Well, you know what it is as a parent. It's you're just dealing with phases. Kids are in different
Right.
phases over and over and over again, and it's been that way since they've been little babies. And this is just another phase. And so
Right.
you'll
That's a
get
good
through
point,
it.
dude. The bit I'm doing tonight that's the word I was looking for is phases.
Yeah. Phases. Yeah, that's what I learned about being a dad is if you don't like
phases instead of layers on the agreed bit. Do that. Okay, you'll see it tonight. When I do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because the kids go through these phases and then you get all upset because your kid's in this one phase and then like anybody who's wise will be like, dude, relax.
Yeah.
It's going to be over with in just a little bit.
Yeah.
And then there'll be a whole new phase you'll get upset about.
Yeah, and the less big deal you make of it, the quicker it'll disappear.
Exactly.
If you make a bigger deal out of it, they're going to hang on to it longer just because of the fact.
Right.
And now it's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my daughter's into goth right now.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
How old? 14?
She's 15, about to be 16.
Oh, all right. That's about the age.
Yeah.
For goth. Yeah. Is she black hair and the whole thing? And
No, well, she's got brown hair already, and she likes to wear black and the boots and
Right,
big belts and lace and all the sort of gothy stuff. And it's funny because you may not believe this, but my wife and my son and myself are not goth.
Yeah.
So when we
I may not believe it. I was just going to say, like, I know Gretchen's not.
right, so when we go out places and she is goth and we're not goth, it's really funny to be like like to see the combination.
It's like the stereotypical cartoon you see now with the family.
Right.
There's one goth kid that's off in the corner,
Just sulking like this is all ridiculous.
miserable.
I can't stand
I
this.
hate chicken. Why are we here?
Why are we even here?
Why are any of us here? It's stupid.
Cane sauce sucks.
That's the best. Lily did kind of a goth thing for a while,
Yeah.
but she wasn't as. She was always pleasant when we went out to eat. They're always really good about hanging out and being cool, not being annoyed about that.
Yeah, my daughter's the same way. She's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not stuck up.
Yeah.
Like that, like the goth stuck up thing where it's
Yeah.
like
I'm too cool for you. Too
yeah,
cool for this
and I'm sick. I'm so over it because you're not
You're not-
this. Yeah.
Well, my daughter's been really good about communicating, and I think part of the reason is really me. I've always been, like I said, I've always been open to, all right, you guys do your thing.
Yeah.
If you want something, you want me to go? No, I'm good, Dad. All right, cool, whatever. You know, I never push the subject.
Did you ever talk to them like they were kids? Did you ever give them that
we always did. I do.
that voice?
I might do that. There's a bit I do about that tonight too. Vess and I were really animate about this when they were little. We didn't talk to them like they were babies. We didn't do baby talking.
We didn't. Yeah, I didn't either.
We've always talked to them like they were older. We always kind of had them reach out to
saying things like, in terms of.
We carried an Encyclopedia Britannica with us everywhere. A lot of legal jargon for no reason.
Legal jargon.
All right, kids, let's go over chapter 8 again. The difference between chapter 8 and 11.
This sucks, Dad. Yeah. This is why I'm goth.
I don't care. Okay, let's say a goth company goes bankrupt. What would they do?
There's no such thing as a goth company. That's not the point. Companies are so capitalistic, and goth is the opposite. God, you suck. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. It's just a phase. It's just a phase.
It's just a phase.
That's what she's saying too.
Yeah, she's
right.
It's
just a phase. It's just a phase. About her dad. Yeah, it's an interesting journey to be a parent, and every year it's a new thing, and so it keeps giving back to itself.
No, it keeps changing. Like that, the bit I do tonight, I'm really proud of. I really like it. I'm really into the point now watching them become adults.
Yeah,
it's a cool vibe, and the conversations we have because they're deeper.
Yeah,
they're about life. They're about
right.
You now, especially with Trump and the world and shit that's going on in the
they're trying to get a grasp on what the hell it is.
Yeah, and they got into that. Well, they were into it just before COVID, and COVID threw it in even a little farther because we were in our houses. And back then, when also was Black Lives Matter, we were living in LA, right. So there was a whole. My girls were really in touch and in tune with all that stuff.
That Black Lives Matter phase was so funny, man. I reached out to all my black friends and made sure we were cool.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did you call them to check? Hey man, I wanted to check my white guilt really quick.
That's what I did. I basically talked to every one of them. I was like, hey man, have I ever said anything to offend you? Because I'm sorry if I did, but you know. And they're all like, no, dude, you're fine.
Yeah, you're fine. I never reach out to anybody, but I learned a valuable lesson working with you know what, Percy Cruz. Do you remember him?
Oh yeah, I know Percy. Yeah,
he's a big shit guy, but he's like, I try not to. When someone goes, what would you do if you were this? I go, I can't answer that question. Like if I'm a woman, well, women should this. Right. I go, I can't tell you what women should do. I've never been a woman. I've never even been close.
No, there's so much context to that.
Yeah, and I'm the opposite of all of it.
Right.
I am 60-year-old white guy from the south side of Chicago.
Yeah,
I check all the shitty boxes. You know what I mean? So
you're the enemy.
Yeah, I'm out, and for every group, for every fucking, you know what I mean. So, but I was with Percy one time. We were talking about, and I asked him. I go, dude, is it really fucking? He said something about somebody being treated, someone being racist somewhere. And I go, I didn't notice it. He goes, let me. I want you to look for these things when we go out today. When we do this, when we go out to eat, they give me a list of things. He's like, when somebody comes up to order food and take our order, they'll ask you first. They won't make eye contact with me. They'll bring you stuff. And he was just a whole list of different things.
Right. And
every time something happened, at first he's one of the coolest guys in the world.
Oh yeah.
The way he carries himself. So every time something would happen, he would just look at me like, He like smirk at me.
Right.
I was like, holy shit.
It's
and
true.
I've seen it all day long. The littlest thing.
It's like one of those things where you say, hey, I want you to pay attention to all the red cars you see. And all of a sudden you see a whole bunch of red cars.
Yeah.
And he's like, I want you to pay attention to the racism you see. And then all of a sudden you see all the racism.
Now you see it. Yeah, right.
But we're not looking for it because it doesn't hit us.
No, because it doesn't hit us at all. And you don't notice it at all.
Yeah. And that's on us, you know, that, but you and I are the kind of guys that, you know, once we start noticing it, we make, you know, we allow it to change how we are, you know, we don't ignore it.
Right.
You know, but, yeah, it's the same with being a woman. Yeah. The times that they feel danger or feel the way people talk to them.
Dude, I looked at the world totally differently now, having two daughters.
Yeah, I've got a daughter too, and
there's things that open your eyes, right? Littlest thing they'll say. Anna would come home from work all the time, and she would be like, "Hey, Dad, let me ask you a question." And we talk about something that happened at work,
right?
And I would go because she's very, she can be very uptight, and she knows. She's like, "I think I'm being too sensitive. What do you think?" So we'll talk about it. Right. There's sometimes where I think, you know what? Here's the biggest difference. Like if something would happen, I go, "No, that's shitty. You had every right to be upset. You had every right to say something." The problem is always with her, it was always like an older male, an older man would say something and refer to her in like a sexual way, not shitty, but just something like "sweetie, darling,"
right, whatever.
And she would be, "I would appreciate it if you didn't say that." But now it's on them to go, "Oh, you're right. I apologize, and I won't do that." But
yeah,
they don't.
No, it's always an awkward moment.
Or dig like I know.
Oh,
yeah. What's wrong with you kids today? And you're like, well, they're different, and that's where you adjust.
Yeah.
That's where you go, and the world changes.
And you have to remember they're different for a reason.
Right.
They're different because the way we're doing it doesn't feel good to them.
Right.
And that's why we change.
Right, and look at everything from TV and film, the way things were presented to people years ago. I mean, there's millions of, even especially comedy. I mean, there's dozens of comedies where you see now, and you're like, even old SNL sketches where you're like,
yeesh.
There's tons that are real sexual, and you're like, you see it now, and you're like, holy shit, I didn't realize how bad that was back in '84 when I saw that.
Yeah,
but you don't. Or the gay jokes, the endless array of what are you gay? And it was a laugh.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
it's funny how things change, and if you don't change, that's the thing about being a comedian is if you don't change, you're immediately dated, and so your references and your takes are all dated.
Well, this goes right back to what we were talking about earlier. Even with technology, you have to adapt.
Yeah,
if you're going to be in this business comedy wise, you have to adapt, and that's the biggest one, especially the ships. If you can stay relevant. Like I can still I can do well with 20-year-olds on the ship, and it's mainly because of my daughters. Yeah, and they help me work. That works.
Well, but you have to also give yourself some credit because you're open to that help.
Yeah, but yes, I am. But you have to.
A lot of people are stubbornly fighting that.
But it shows. And then they're stale. They're kind of a stale act, or a lot of them are not getting work in certain areas where they used to.
Right.
Man, there's still times I don't get booked on gigs because I'm 60.
Right.
They'll be like, we can't. It's a younger crowd. And I go, I do really well with the younger crowd. And they'll go, no. I'm like, all right, it's cool. I'll just go work over here or whatever. Yeah, I'm not going to fight it. But eventually, if they see it and I do well, then it does go well.
I told you I could do well with the young crowd.
Well, I always do I'm big on, I don't do the you kids today approach. Mine is always almost flipped where I'm like, I'm trying to figure out where I
Yeah, we're the ones that are the antiquated.
Yes. Yeah, because the world's changing around us, and if the world's, and it's funny that vibe has never gone away. In history, it's been around forever, But if you don't change with the world around you, you become that old curmudgeon guy on the fucking lawn screaming. You know what I mean?
And you're just mere mad because they don't do it the way they used to.
Yeah.
And they're never gonna.
Yeah.
And there's a ego that comes with refusing to change.
Ego's always at the center of all.
It really is. And so if you have to release that ego, and I think that's the thing with comics is a lot of us have big egos, and so in order to adjust, you have to put that ego in check.
Right.
And the good ones can do it.
Right.
And
plus the way you're interpreted changes over years too.
Yeah.
Like I used to do a lot of jokes about, when I was in my 20s and 30s. I could joke with girls in the crowd and flirt with girls and
totally different. Now it's creepy.
You're the creepy old man, So there's a whole different vibe you got to follow. But now I play into that.
Yeah.
I go, I don't want to be I'm the creep. I'm not going to creepy old man you.
Right.
Well, where are you from and how do you know what I mean?
Right.
You just make a joke out of that.
Yeah. That's funny.
Or you purposely make the mistake and then call yourself on being the creepy old man.
Right.
Which is really funny.
That's fun.
I'm sorry. Oh, suddenly, So suddenly they just turned into Catch a Predator. My bad. You know what
I mean? Chris Hansen comes out.
Yeah, he's on the backstage. Len,
what were you thinking when you asked her that question?
I wasn't thinking at all.
I just came to hang out. I just came to hang out. That's it.
I just wanted to get some pizza.
Why do you have condoms and lube in your satchel? Oh, I always carry that around. That's just in case.
They're not mine.
They're not mine.
They're not mine.
Can I leave? You can leave anytime you want.
Okay.
But you are going to get tackled.
Yeah, there's five guys in the front yard.
Oh, those guys are so funny.
The creepiest
Talk
show.
about hope, like that, like hope personified. Some dude thinking he's getting away with.
So I can just go, right? You're gonna just let me go?
Yeah, sure, pal. Or even just someone who thinks that they're gonna get away with being with a 13-year-old girl.
Dude, I can't even wrap my head around that thought process.
Right, as the father of daughters, it's creepy to think about.
You know who does that? Remember Modern Family, the show Modern Family?
Yeah.
You know the girl that played the youngest daughter? She's really Ariel Winter. Is that her name?
I don't remember.
I think it's Ariel Winter. She works with the law enforcement on internet predators.
Oh, because she sounds young.
Sure.
Yeah.
And she'll type, and she's also in tune with that generation. So
right.
She sounds like a young kid typing someone, and they catch. So she literally helps them arrest these guys. I was so impressed when I saw this.
That's great.
So cool.
We need more. Of that.
You need more people. 100%.
It's so creepy. Yeah, sexualizing that youth is just so weird, and it's so offensive when your daughter's that age.
Yeah, you don't realize it too, because until you have daughters, you start to look at it.
Yeah.
And when you get older, you look back at it.
Yeah.
There was a story just recently with the girl from Thunderbolts, the blonde girl. Like, I don't know her name, but she told a story about being 14 on a set, and it had something to do with her cleavage and boobs, and it was not a pleasant story for a 14-year-old girl. First of all, 14-year-old girl with body, any 14-year-old has some sort of body image problem. You know what I mean? It's just an image all girls go through growing up.
Yeah, well, all of a sudden you're a sexual object. People look at you differently, and it's a weird shift.
Yeah, and again, I don't begin to understand how that is. I just know from my daughters.
I just know that it's true,
and I know it's uncomfortable for my daughters.
Yeah,
and I know they would tell me, and I would realize. I would think of when I was in 6th grade. I'd be like, oh, I was such an asshole.
Your daughter's like, come with me, watch. I want to show you like Percy Cruz did.
Everybody,
I'm going to tell you what they're going to do, and I'm going to have you notice it now.
Yeah.
Watch where his eyes are.
I know what they're doing, Dad. I know.
Yeah. I know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. That's so sad to hear that from your daughter say that.
Yeah.
I know what they're doing, Dad. Yeah, well, I'm going to fuck them up for doing that.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah, come here.
Come here, you. What did I do? You know what you did. Even my daughter knows what you did.
My youngest is so funny. She used to walk around, and they both look older than they were. And when Lily was still a minor, she was 16, she looked older. And she would walk up and down Ventura Boulevard for exercise, and guys would pull up and say stuff to her, like, hey, you want to come hang out? And she would just come around and go, hey, I'm 16, you fucking pervert. Get out of here. And she had mace. Yeah, they would always drive away freaked out. But she had mace with her. I'll spray you right in the fucking... I know. Yeah, she had no problem telling people, I'm 16, asshole.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I was fucking hitting on Lenny Schmidt's daughter. That's a mistake.
Yeah,
she was rather aggressive.
I'm more afraid of her than me.
Right? No doubt.
Yeah, trust me, they're gonna Lily will fuck you up, man.
Right? She's gonna be on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my daughter is a little bit less verbal like that, so we're hoping that she, is able to find her voice so that she doesn't have to be put in those positions.
Well, that's the scary part too. Is like you're not really worried about your daughter; you're worried about the other people around her.
Right.
So you got to be aware, and it's similar to, I don't want to say it's the same thing, because I used to have conversations with, you remember Ted Lyde out of Chicago?
Yeah, I remember Ted.
He had to have conversations with your black son that you don't have with a white kid before he goes out into public.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember that. Yeah, I remember Ted talking about that.
Yeah, and it's a serious thing that you have to have as a father with your son. If you get pulled over, put your hands in the wheel. There's a whole bunch of stuff you got to do.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate that you have to have that conversation.
Yeah, but you do.
But
you know what I mean? But you absolutely have to with your son so that they understand. And so many of these, sometimes I'll go down the rabbit hole and I'll watch these cop videos where they pull somebody over and somebody doesn't matter who they are. It's always the Karens in cars or whatever it is.
Right.
But it's always these videos where people make a million mistakes. They get standoffish with the cops. They say something shitty.
Right.
But that's where you got to teach, just...
Am I being detained? Am I being detained?
Yeah.
What's your RAS?
I know my rights. And you're like, no, I don't think you do.
What's your reasonable articulable suspicion?
They're always wrong. It's always somebody...
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I can never be a First Amendment auditor, because I can't say articulable. Shit. What's your reasonable articulable suspicion? Ah!
Now I think we got into the real reason why you can't be a First Amendment.
Exactly. It's simply logistics. It's funny.
Oh, that's good. Where are we at? Oh, shit. Oh, we're good. Oh, yeah, I have a show in half an hour.
Oh, good.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Dude, this was great. Thank you for coming here and doing it.
Oh, I love it.
And thanks for bringing, congrats on the book. Right to the camera, plug whatever you want to plug.
Go to funnymuscle.com, or you can go to mike-lucas.com. It's Lukas, mike-lucas.com, to get any of my information, any of my Books are on those sites. Carl is there if you want to go to the Funny Muscle AI, and you can read all about him. And that's and the Tiny Wilds is out now. So if you have a 6 to 10-year-old kid or grandchild or niece or nephew, these are a lot of fun, and they're fun to read out loud, and it'll bring you closer to your kid.
Yeah, go to Amazon. You can buy them all on Amazon. Go through his websites.
Yep.
So, and I'm going to get Carl this week, man. I'm going to jump into that.
Oh, I love it.
Really
yeah,
great.
and I'll give you some insider info so it'll help you even more.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's because I know you. I should get insider.
You should get insider.
All right, buddy. Thank you. You're still watching? That's amazing. Nobody does that. Nobody, but you did. That means you want more. Pick one of these clips. Go for it. I dare you. Hey, also follow one of those social media thingies.